welcome to the Evangelist Nick Garrett channel, EvangelistNickGarrett.com. You can find us also across the platforms at EvangelistNickG. How about today we share in some hope? There's so many things going on in the world. But did you know that in the Bible, God shares over 60 direct promises that deals with the individuals, us, and provides tons of scriptural support for it. So I'm just going to share with you what they are. And if you're feeling down today, or you're having trouble, and your work today isn't bearing fruit, I want you to think about each and every one of these, because each and every one of these, I'm sure, is affecting at least one of you. Friends, God promises us His love. He promises us His forgiveness. He promises us salvation. He promises us the Holy Spirit. He promises us His peace. God promises His joy. God promises freedom and encouragement. God promises His blessing and His presence. He promises everlasting life. God even promises growth, excellence, and strength. God promises answered prayers. And God promises Christ's return. God even makes us promises when there are subjective things happening in our lives, like feelings. For example, God makes promises when you feel guilty, depressed, when you feel despair, when you feel disappointed, when you feel depressed or persecuted. God makes you promises when you feel longing, anxiety, or sickness. Are you impatient, confused, tempted? God makes promises to protect you in those things too. If we're weak, if we're in need, if we're afraid, God makes us promises there as well. God makes us promises when we obey. He makes us promises when we grieve. God makes us promises when we suffer. And yes, even when we fail, God makes us promises. God makes us promises when we doubt. God also makes us promises during times of need, when we need comfort, when we need assurance from God, when we wonder about our spiritual gifts. He helps us to learn to control our tongue, offers us perspective when we've been cheated, when we ask Him to teach us how to pray. God has promises for us when we struggle with laziness or desires for revenge, or we've been quarreling with someone. God helps us to overcome feelings of lust, addiction, apathy. If we're prone to judge others, He's got promises for us there too. Starting a new job, positions of responsibility, establishing a new home. When we are tempted to be bitter and when we are challenged by enemies, God has answers for us there too. Promises. When we are tempted to neglect public worship, God is with us there with His promises as well. Angry, jealous, proud, greedy, God has promises that meet those conditions as well. When our faith needs strengthening, when things are going well, when we're seeking God's direction, when the future seems hopeless, and when the world seems enticing, and when others disagree with you and others have sinned against you, God has promises for that too. That's over 60 something. And each of those promises have a slew of verses that go with it. If you're like me, you always need to hear what God has to say about what's going on in your life. Our God is truly a living God, and a living God whose Son came to be among mankind and see what was going down with us, has an understanding of what we go through. Know Jesus Christ? No promises this specific, because remember, prior to Jesus Christ, it was cut and dry. A perfect holy God, people who are as filthy rags before a holy God that would melt like wax in his presence. Christ dies on the cross, the veil in the temple is torn in two, and our separation from God exists no more. The penal substitutionary atonement of Jesus Christ makes this entire list of promises possible. We can seek God in all things. Seems we've heard that. We can seek all things in God who strengthens us. I hope this provided you some hope in times of need, in times of fear. But if the Lord is for you, who can be against you? God bless you, friends. Please check us out. Support us on PayPal if you can, just a few dollars. Check out EvangelistNickGarrett.com, Amazon.com/author/NickGarrett. Check out, make a merch purchase and support our work on our Teespring store. We have t-shirts, a cool one of catacombs that I took a picture of, says Truth First Christianity on the back. We also got bags and masks that say Truth First Christianity. And pretty soon we're going to be launching May Your Work Bear Fruit merch. So check all that out. Leave comments, like, share, subscribe, whatever it is you want to do. You can join our channel at 3 levels, Deacon, Archbishop, and Crusader, and get extra perks. The videos will continue to be free otherwise. I love you guys very much, and I always pray for you. Please pray for me. God bless you, and may your work today bear fruit. Thanks.